So good afternoon. I hope you're all having a good start to your week, and we're happy to be back here again today to give you an update on COVID-19 here in Decatur, Morgan County. We're pleased to have with us again Decatur Morgan Hospital Chief Nursing Officer Anita Walden. Anita has graciously joined us many times throughout this crisis for briefings, and we're always thankful for the information that you provide, your time. And then, of course, we have with us Morgan County Commission Chairman Ray Long. Chairman, we appreciate you being here and giving us an update on the county and things that are taking place there.
Thank you for that.
Yes, sir. And then, of course, our friend Kelly Halbrooks. We are joining you today at 1, as you know, and I've notified everyone, but Kelly showed up at 10 today, and we were in a council meeting, so we're thrilled that she made her way back. I'll show her that. So currently, COVID-19 cases in Morgan County are at 47. The testing sites that we have at the Morgan County Health Department, 3821 Highway 31 here in Decatur, will continue today and Wednesday, April the 22nd, 1 o'clock to 3 p.m. Now remember, there's no charge for the testing, and if you go to the health department asks that you stay in your vehicle. And for more information, please contact the Morgan County Health Department at 256-353-7021. I want to encourage you now more than ever to reach out to elderly community members. This week, give them a call, check on an older friend or a neighbor. That's just very, very important. We want to remember to continue with the stay-at-home order. Our efforts and adherence to the health orders we received are paying off. We're seeing that in our numbers, and we're just thankful again for the way that Decatur Morgan County residents have responded to the governor's guidelines, as well as the Alabama Department of Public Health. And remember that our playgrounds and public athletic courts are temporarily closed. And then, of course, if you have any questions, remember you can reach out to your city council representatives or to me. Our information is available on our website at DecaturAlabamaUSA.com. We want to always encourage you to support our local businesses with curbside or takeout or delivery, and then use your stimulus funds to buy local and to purchase gift cards and support our local businesses. And then City Hall remains open, but by appointment only, with the exception of the Decatur Police Department, which is open 24/7. Our garbage service will continue to operate normal hours as always. And remember that curbside recycling is temporarily suspended. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Anita to get an update from the hospital.
Okay, thank you. As always, thank you very much to our community for your overwhelming support that you've shown to us. We appreciate it so much. We do our very best to post everything on Facebook every time there's a donation. However, if for some reason we fail to do that, don't feel slighted. We will do our best to go back and make sure that we don't forget anyone. Every time there is a donation, we make sure that our team that we take it to knows who it came from. So we appreciate that very much. We also thank you that have donated for ordering food from our local restaurants. We know that they need your business, and we appreciate and are thankful that they're there. As a reminder, there are other ways that you can help our team still. Face masks are still needed, so homemade face masks, those of you who have been making those, we appreciate it. Don't stop making them. There's going to be a need for some time for those. Financial gifts to our foundation, you can go to our webpage, and there's a place there on the foundation where you can send a donation if you would like to. Our current numbers at the hospital, we have 251 collections so far since we started this, and we've had 9 positive results, and we have 1 inpatient currently in the hospital. Our fever drive-through clinic in Hartselle continues. We've been operating about 3 weeks now. We've done 163 tests, and of those, about 150 have been negative. We've had 3 positives, and we have a few pending. Our patient volumes continues to be low. Of course, as you know, our elective surgeries, procedures have been postponed. Some of our outpatient testing in departments like CT, X-ray, cath lab, sleep studies, those kinds of things have been greatly impacted as well. All of our hospitals in the Huntsville hospital system are experiencing very low volumes in our emergency departments, as well as in the inpatient setting and the outpatient testing areas. Over the last week or so, we've seen a slight increase in our inpatient volume. I want to say the patients that are coming to the ED are very sick. And you know, we mentioned last week that our fear has been all along that those patients who have chronic illnesses or other sicknesses, they're afraid to come, fearful of catching COVID-19. So we realize that, and we want to let you know that we take every precaution to keep you safe. And in fact, you're probably more likely to be exposed out in the community as you are in the hospital. So please come. We do extra precautions such as cleaning. We wear our PPE, that is our personal protective equipment, and we are always wearing masks. When you wait for needed care, you're placing yourselves at risk for a good recovery. So please don't hesitate if you're sick or you have that chronic illness, come see us. We want to take care of you. I'll just reiterate our department closings and the reductions in our staffing. These weeks have been very tough on our whole team. We don't like to furlough people. However, it's become necessary. We've reassigned as much as we possibly could. We have people taking temperatures, cleaning services. We have moved people from one department to another that's a little bit busier. Some have opted to take vacation time while their children are out of school. Some have been temporarily furloughed. And let me remind you what that means. It means they keep all of their hospital benefits. They can file for unemployment benefits. And in some cases, that's great because that's an extra $600 a week due to the Federal CARES Act. And we plan to bring them back to full employment in the future. To reiterate the process that you'll go through when you come to our emergency department or for any outpatient testing, such as labs or x-rays at the hospital, our ED patients, our emergency department patients are greeted outside the building in a triage area, and those nurses are gowned, masked, and gloved. They do a quick triage. If you have any respiratory symptoms or fever or shortness of breath, they will put a mask on you before you enter the building. You'll be placed in one of the designated respiratory rooms in the emergency department. And everyone that enters your room will be protected by wearing PPE. If you're coming to the hospital to have a chest x-ray or CT or any labs drawn, when you are entering the building at the registration area, we will ask you to wear a mask if you're not already wearing one that you wore from home. If you've been tested for COVID-19, prior to coming to the hospital as a patient, whether that's for an inpatient visit or to get an outpatient procedure, please notify us first that you have been tested so that we can take the proper protective actions for you and for us. If you're in the hospital and you begin to have symptoms as a patient, as an inpatient of COVID-19, you will be tested. So the question that has arisen so many times over the last week or so, actually before that, but opening up, what does that mean to the hospital, to our city, to our county, to our state? I've seen a couple of memes that I think really for me describes what I'm thinking when I think about opening up. One says the curve is flattening. We can start lifting restrictions now. Equals the parachute has slowed our rate of descent, so we can take it off now. The other one is reopening the economy. Now is like not finishing your prescription of antibiotics because you're feeling a little bit better. We must work together to safely make this happen. To stay safe and not allow any more spread of COVID-19, we must wear masks when we're out. We must keep social distancing or separation, 6 feet between us. And we must do more testing. To open, our leaders and our physicians all state that we need to see a steady decline in the number of positive COVID-19 tests, which means we need more available testing. A drop in cases so that the burden is eased on our hospitals. Testing. Right now, we have adequate testing kits at our hospital that we're able to test those that we need to test. Our results are turning around much more quickly than they did at the beginning. At the beginning, it took several days to get a result back, which meant when the patient turned out to be negative, we wasted a lot of PPE waiting on those results. We usually have results now within 24 hours, sometimes 48, but it's a pretty quick turnaround for us. The state, we use the state testing for those patients in the emergency department that are sent home for quarantine. And we use a commercial lab for those inpatients because we do get those results back a little faster. And the whole idea is we want to conserve as much as we can our PPE. Our fever clinic receives their testing kits and gets the results from Diatherics in Huntsville. Leaders throughout our state have said much the same about masks, distancing, and testing. Dr. Karen Landers with the Alabama Department of Public Health, she says it's not time for us to say, okay, so we've made an impact, let's stop what we're doing. But rather we need to continue the processes that are in place. We must remember to stay at home if we can. Only go out for those things that are essential for work and to get supplies. Wear masks in public. And the separation. David Spillers, in his press conference, the last one on last week, he believes and is going to ask that the state require people to wear a mask in public. So masks. One of the things that I didn't share with you the last time I was here, I did demonstrate how to put on and take off a mask. I have a great mask here, Roll Tide. Some people don't agree with me. However, if you have a mask and you are taking it off, and I told you to carefully fold it, place it in a bag. Now, a paper bag is optimal. It's a little difficult to take a paper bag with you. You can put it in a plastic bag, just don't seal it because you don't want any secretions that might be on your mask to not be able to breathe and dry. It's a requirement for everyone in our hospital. All staff, including administration, wears a mask anytime we're out in the hospital. So please, please, when you're out and about, wear a mask. It's important. They can be fun even. Wear it for your special team, your hospital, whomever, but please wear a mask. Thank you.
Anita, thank you. A very informative update. Thank you for the patient care that everyone in Decatur Morgan is providing, and then also sharing about Decatur Morgan or the Huntsville Hospital System, the attention that they're giving to those that were furloughed. That's very encouraging to hear that benefits continue, things of that nature. And then here we are at a stage where we're looking at reopening, but really until we see a change in the numbers, we want to continue doing hygiene, distancing, and of course the mask. And so,
absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for everything.
Absolutely.
Chairman, welcome.
Hey, welcome. Welcome. We're still operating about the same as the county is. As the mayor said, our garbage service, environmental service still operating just as normal. The courthouse is still open, not to the public, but all the offices, every one of them's open. If you have any issues, welcome to call those departments, and somebody will be there to help you. We've had a great response with the mail-in tags and stuff. You know, that's probably the biggest group of folks that we have coming in that wants to purchase car tags or boat tags and all that. So, you know, when we took the fees off, the credit card and the mail-in fees and all that, we have really had a great response in people doing that, and we hope that continues even after this is over, because it cuts down on the foot traffic in the courthouse, and it's so much more convenient for the citizens if they'll just do that. But you know, you'd be surprised how much a $3 or $4 fee will keep somebody from doing something like that. But we've been absorbing that, you know, the last several weeks, and we're going to look at seeing if we can't continue to do that just to help the citizens. We're watching, listening to see what everybody statewide is saying about opening back up. You know, had a group the other day that give their report, expecting, you know, to start opening some business up. Of course, Governor Ivey is the ultimate authority on that, and we're waiting to see what she has to say about it. But we're making plans at the courthouse to be ready to open up in early May. We're not going to say that date yet, because we got to wait to see what the governor says, but we're not just going to sit on our hands and wait until May the 1st to see. So we're making plans. We're putting up security glass and stuff in front of all of our employees, so when people come in that they won't, you know, if they sneeze, they're not going to sneeze on the employee, be on the glass, and we can wash it after they leave. But things like that, we're getting masks and gloves ready for all of our employees when we do open back up. We know that eventually the government's got to open back up completely. I mean, that's just the way it has to be. But we're trying to be cautious with it, and you know, we're going to wait and make sure that everybody's on board when we do it. But we're making plans now so that when we get to go ahead, that we'll be ready and won't have to have a couple weeks to get prepared. We'll just dive in there and take our signs down and unlock the door. So everything's going good. As she said, you know, earlier, 47 cases is all we've had in Morgan County. Out of a county our size, 120,000 people, I think it's great. Our citizens have really responded in doing what we've asked them to do. And so, you know, you just can't ask for much better than that in a county our size. We've had a great response from the citizens, and of course our leaders have stepped up to the plate. And you know, it's hard if you get on Facebook and stuff. Everybody has an opinion. I mean, it don't matter. Everybody's got an opinion, but most of those people that's got those opinions are not responsible for anybody, like the mayor here and the hospital and even the county. You know, when we make decisions as leaders, we're actually responsible for people. We have to. What we say has to, you know, it affects a lot of people, where so many people just has opinions about, we already opened up last week, everything, you know. That's not what the professionals say, and we've got a job to do as leaders, and like I say, the mayor's got a tough job. I know the hospital does, and we do, but the governor has a big responsibility too. And so, you know, it's our job to support her, not second guess her. And so that's one of the things that I just hate about Facebook, is everybody's got an opinion. They wouldn't tell you to your face, but they'll type it and can criticize our leaders when they're trying to do what's best for the citizens. But Mayor, thank you for these press conferences. It's really informed people, and I appreciate you doing them.
Well, thank you for being here. You know, you're talking about how everyone is taking advantage of the online ability to get tags and such. Sherry and I have completed our first absentee ballot application, so for the upcoming June runoff, and so encourage others to try to do that as well. And then, of course, you're talking about the governor having ultimate responsibility as to the decision. Of course, we know she'll work with Dr. Harris in that, with the Alabama Department of Public Health. Last week, Lieutenant Governor and a committee made some recommendations, and I think some folks got that confused with actually a decision.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just recommendations. So, well, look, thank you so much for joining us. We'll return Wednesday, April the 22nd at 10 o'clock. And thank you. Have a good day.